WNYAthletics.com would like to thank today's sponsors. Howard Hanna Real Estate Services. Ready to sell your home? Visit howardhanna.com today. Howard Hanna. Home happens here. Western New York Immediate Care, with 4 convenient locations in the Buffalo area: Amherst, Buffalo, Depew, Lancaster, and Orchard Park. Western New York Immediate Care is now offering telemedicine services to provide you care anytime, anywhere. Visit WNY Immediate Care on-site or virtually at WNYimmediatecare.com. Logistics Plus Buffalo is your go-to resource for all your transportation needs. LP moves freight of all shapes and sizes all across the world. Call LP Buffalo today at 716-877-9653 or email buffalo@logisticsplus.com. AdPro Sports. AdPro is the largest team sports dealers and brand merchandise providers in the nation. For a variety of custom merchandise solutions, from apparel to promotional items, visit adprosports.com. Empire Electric. For all your home, business, or office electrical needs, call Empire Electric at 716-634-0330. Free estimates and financing available for all customers. Empire Electric. Call 716-634-0330.
Live from St. Joe's High School, this is the Monsignor Martin Class B Championship game between St. Mary's of Lancaster in the white and the Bishop Timon Tigers in green. I'm Stu Boyer along with Tom Prince. And Tom, this is a rematch of a game earlier this season that was apparently not close on the scoreboard, but close until the first quarter of the first game.
And also remember, and also a game that was missing the quarterback on one side because in the second drive he came out of the game with an injury, so didn't have a complete game from the team they wanted at the same time either. No doubt we're going to see a great game right here. These two teams are two very good teams, some great athletes on the side for Bishop Tyman. I like what you're going to see in some of the trenches here for St. Mary's, especially because they like to run the ball. They made a little change at running back during the season where they changed, and he's been really tearing it up right there. They're going to know to do this. St. Mary's is going to have to go to the air, but watch out because we've already seen Bishop Timon go to the air. They can do it by the run. They can do it by the air. This really is going to be a fun one.
The player you might be referring to, Jamari Coleman.
Yep, Jamari Coleman. We talked about, right, they moved him over to running back, and he's been averaging, they say, about 170 yards a game is about what he's averaging since they've made that change on him right there. It really is going to be something. You look at the side, too, for Bishop Timon. They got youth on the other side here. This is a team that's full of youth right here that we're going to really see tear it up and do some things. I'll tell you the guy that we've really been recognizing on the show a lot lately is Demarius Petaway-Scarver. He has been the last 3 weeks, we've put him on the show as a top performer in Western New York, and he's been doing it week after week after week here for Bishop Timon.
And we're underway. It's a short kickoff, and the ball is loose but fallen on, and St. Mary's will have it 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. The Lancers will be going toward the scoreboard end of the field and the school building. Bishop Timon will be going to our left toward the street behind the field. The officials for today's game: Kenny Harris is your referee, Mike Courtney your umpire, Dale Musson the head linesman, line judges Tony Scanzuzzo, and Brandon Musso is your back judge. So there are the officials. And go ahead, Tom.
So what I want to talk about right here is the quarterback. It's been a theme you and I talked about on air in all the Section 6 championships. Another freshman quarterback here in Western New York that's going to be doing things.
The first play is a run to Marcus Johnson, and he takes it out to about the 35 or 36-yard line where it'll be 2nd down.
It's been the theme that we've seen, right?
Yeah.
Teams are not afraid to go and get that freshman quarterback to get experience because of right now the offseason, really what it's done in Western New York. You've got to give huge credit to the coaches that have put in all this extra time right here to do the 7-on-7s, to do all those different upper camps, different things, to get kids acclimated and get them acclimated quickly so they can get to the speed of the varsity football.
And it's paid off handsomely for a number of them. And there's a handoff to Johnson one more time. And he's a little bit short of the 1st down. It'll be 3rd down. And, you know, we've seen some outstanding quarterback play from the youngsters, but we need to recognize a couple of seniors in Trey Drake and Antonio Davis III for Jamestown and Bennett, as they are headed to the New York State Far West Regionals. But today, and of course, don't forget Steve Otremba Jr. over there at St. Francis, another senior who's also had a great season.
And now we'll be representing, right, the area in the championships, in the Catholic championships, and they're going to get to host that too, which is the week of Thanksgiving.
And 3rd down, and I don't think Johnson got it. Looks like looks like they are going to move the change, so how much do I know? It's a 1st down. That's 3 plays, all runs to Johnson, and he must have just barely got that. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line for St. Mary's of Lancaster. First game, Timon won 39-14 back in October at St. Mary's. And as Tom mentioned, there was an injury factor. Sherrard Bernard, the quarterback, got injured in the 2nd quarter. Matt Ard, the St. Mary's coach, said his team kind of imploded in the 4th quarter. And there's a handoff, and trying to get around the far side is Coleman, and he can't quite do it. Got maybe 2-3 yards at the most.
The fact that he even got 2 yards in that play is, we talked about this a lot over the weekend. Yards after contact, right? When you hit that contact, can you keep a play extended? Can you keep going with that play? And that's exactly what we're seeing here with Coleman, right? Getting the 1st down on that one, making that some sort of a positive run right there. Some really good things you're seeing early from him running the ball.
2nd and 8 from the 46 for St. Mary's. Back to pass, Bernard. And he runs to the far side, and he takes it out close to midfield. About a 4-yard gain, and that'll bring up 3rd down. So St. Mary's will try to convert a second 3rd down on this drive. Just underway, scoreless, Monsignor Martin Class B championship game. Pete Schneider, the head of the Monsignor Martin Athletic Association, will join Tom and me at halftime. And 3rd down and 4 here for the Lancers. And no doubt, I'm sure we'll see some St. Mary's of Lancaster good basketball on both sides, men and women, coming up this winter. But for now, it's football. And there's a handoff, and Johnson does not get much on 3rd down. Then that'll bring up 4th down. Maybe a yard. It'll be 4th down and 3 at the 49-yard line of Tyman. And it looks like St. Mary's of Lancaster is going to punt this one away. Going back deep for Timon, Gerald McLeod. Brendan Pesha back to punt. And there's a flag. That's our first flag of the game. An illegal substitution. and that will back up the offense. Had an interesting conversation with both coaches before the game. Matt Ard, as I mentioned, he said his team played very well in that first game, had issues in the fourth quarter when their quarterback was out, and I'll tell you a little bit about the conversation with Matt Weiser shortly. And the kick is away, and it'll be on the far side, bounce out of bounds at about the 31 or 32-yard line. Now, Matt Weiser, and you might recognize that name, he was a tight end at UB.
Okay.
Played with Joe Licata. And he is now coaching and teaching computer skills at Timon. He played with the Chargers and the Bucks in the NFL, and a little bit in the IAF with Orlando. And the old football coach, Steve Spurrier, was his head coach.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and he said that was quite an experience. He also said that his team likes to get to the edge and swarm, and they have good speed throughout. So Timon, with their first possession, it's a play-action pass, and it is tipped and caught by McLeod, almost intercepted and then caught, and McLeod is dragged out of bounds. A flag comes out, maybe a face mask or a horse collar there.
Yeah, that late you're looking at probably a face mask right there, especially since he did come up and grab his face mask. And I think that's exactly what you're going to see right here. But, boy, that could have easily been an interception right there to start things off. But, hey, bounces go different ways, and it goes the way of Bishop Timon.
It's a penalty against St. Mary's. Dominic Anzalone is the quarterback, and that'll add on to the gain of the play. And he was tackled at the 46, and that's where the penalty happened. And that will move it all the way down. Let's see exactly where they spotted at the 31-yard line. So Timon in one play goes from their own 31 to the St. Mary's 31-yard line. Anzalone out of the shotgun. Timon in the black jerseys and green pants. Pitch around the far side. Can they turn the corner? They do, and finally getting dragged out of bounds after a good gain. Demarius Petaway Scarver. That'll be a first down for Bishop Timon. 2 plays, 2 first downs.
And I told you, that's a guy we're going to be talking about, right? That was the one I really saw, and you saw as the seasons come on. He really came on about halfway during the season where these numbers just came out week after week after week.
And it's a handoff to Scarver one more time, and he's into the end zone for the Timon touchdown. A 17-yard TD. Timon scores first and takes a 6-0 lead. Well, they made that look pretty easy, didn't they?
Listen. 1 pass, 2 throws, we're good, right? That's a dominating performance right there. We've been talking so much about Trent's Trophy. We've been talking so much about, right, the interior line play. To run the ball like that, to give your quarterback the time like that, that all comes from the line right there. Great job for the line early on in this one by Bishop Timon.
And Timon will look to add the extra point. Androfino puts it up. And it's no good, so it'll stay 6-0 in favor of Bishop Timon, and St. Mary's will now get a chance to answer. 7 minutes remaining in the first quarter, and Timon takes a 6-0 lead. Well, St. Mary's has got to come up with some answers. That was 3 plays and a penalty and a touchdown.
Yeah, and we talked to the coach. We know St. Mary's is a running team, right? They're going to look to run the ball, but watch. He also said, I know to win this game, we're going to have to go to the air at one point. You got your quarterback back to go to the air. Look when it happens. Look for Monk over there for St. Mary's. He's a first-year player for the St. Mary's team. He's really been known on the baseball field. I'll tell you, I know one of his coaches in travel in the past. Wonder who that was, right? But I'll tell you, he's got unbelievable speed. He's got speed to the outside. If they can get him in a one-on-one matchup, it's something you can see happen right there.
I'm still wondering who the coach was. I'll solve the mystery standing to my left.
But, boy, you really saw exactly what we've seen for Timon. Anzalone's going to be a quarterback we're going to be talking about for years to come. I mean, really is showing such poise as a freshman. You know, again, we've talked about it, right? Olean's got it. Iroquois got it. We've got sophomores. We've got freshmen all over the place as quarterbacks, and just another one to show, listen, we can be successful even though that we're very young when you look at years are in high school.
There was a flag on the play, apparently, and I think we're going to kick it again. They were offside. Monk caught it on the far side, and we were really looking forward to seeing what he would do after the sales job. And I know you're sincere.
But think about
I'm teasing
this.
you.
How many first-year players do you know are already returning kickoffs, returning punts, and is a starter on the outside
None.
for a wide receiver?
Very few.
He's got unbelievable speed. He really brings so much to the table that are out there, and it is an absolute positive right there for St. Mary's.
And this is his third sport.
Yeah.
Basketball and baseball.
You know, baseball, basketball, and now football.
Fino puts his foot into it. This will be Monk on the far side. He's got it at about the 18 and cuts back and brings it out to about the 33 or 34-yard line. Looked like he almost slipped and put his
when
hands
he first
in
got
the
it,
ground.
yeah, it looked like he did slip out there. And remember, too, we've had a lot of rain.
Yeah.
Right, that has gone through. And last night we experienced that mist, too.
Oh,
Sometimes
that
that
awful.
misty type rain is the worst to get out there because it just makes everything so slick versus a complete downpour out there.
I would honestly, and I realize this is blasphemy, I'd rather have snow than rain because you can brush the snow off.
Listen, everyone knows I have another job that's really not Western New York athletics. I'm a sales guy, and I hate rain. I'll tell you, I'll take snow over rain any day of the week.
Bernard rolls to the right. He looks to throw, and now he's going to run. It comes to the near side. He's out of bounds at about the 36 or 37-yard line. It'll be second down. Gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Yeah, last night at the stadium, that fog just kept slowly descending lower and lower. And by the time we got out to the parking lot, we didn't have any issues with the fog.
No, I got out much later than everyone else did, but it was just letting up as we got out right there. But it never felt it was like right when you really wanted to get outside and do something, the rain would come right down on you.
It poured all the way home and most of the night. And there's a handoff, and barreling forward all the way out to the 50-yard line is Marcus Johnson. He put that shoulder down and drove people back. Good run there. It's a first down for St. Mary's.
Right up the gut right there. You saw that gap open up right there. Great open the hole by the offensive line, and then he takes advantage of it for that first down. But we talk about a lot about that fog for you Monsignor Martin fans that are out there. They were saying last night at St. Francis, there were points that you could not see across the field.
Ooh.
You couldn't even see the scoreboard at times across the field in that game.
Wow. And there's the keeper. Once again, it's Bernard coming to the near side, breaks a couple of tackles and gets hammered at about the 46-yard line. Took a big hit there.
But I'll
James
tell you,
McNeil in on the tackle.
This drive, though, is the drive I think St. Mary's is looking for, right? Use time up on the clock, right? Keep it the run. Stay the methodical. Keep the ball out of hands of Bishop Timon. This is kind of exactly what St. Mary's really wants to do, and a great answer so far to the quick touchdown and the quick strike ability of Bishop Timon that we saw early on that first drive.
2nd and 5 from the Timon 45. Aaron Kimotek at the bottom of your screen, split out wide. Bernard and will hand it off to Johnson, and he's stopped really and he got out of there. Somehow I thought he was stopped, and he kept those legs churning and got down to about the 42-yard line. Another good run. McNeil again on the tackle.
Yards after contact. We can't talk about it enough, right? And how do you do that as a running back or a receiver or an offensive player with the ball in your hand? You keep those legs moving. You keep them driving. You do that, and you're going to give your team an opportunity to make short plays right here. And they're going to have two chances because you know we're in the territory for at least if they don't get it, they're going to get another shot at it on 4th down.
And back to pass. It's a screen. It's caught by Coleman, and he's got the first down. Breaks a couple of tackles. Still on his feet. Still going all the way down to the 31-yard line. He is a beast to bring down.
I'll tell you this, man. You know, we've seen a couple of the big running backs this year, right? We saw one last night with Bennett, right, in Hamilton when he ran the ball. How about Justice Hill over at Maryville when we watch him run the ball? Warburton over at Cheektowaga.
Barry
Here's
at
another one,
Iroquois.
right? Barry at Iroquois. These big bruising backs that are just so hard to take down right there, and you're seeing that come right now on this drive for St. Mary's.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line for the Lancers. Bernard, back to pass. He's in trouble. Gets away from one man. Comes to the near side. Puts it under his arm. And he lost the football. The ball's out. Let's see who's got it. I think Timon has it. Someone got a hand on that. It's Timon football. So the St. Mary's drive ends in a turnover. It'll be 1st and 10. Timon. Bernard tried to make a play, and he left the ball out a little too far, and someone knocked it out of there.
He literally had it way too far from his body on there. And the worst part to that was ready to give him a compliment because I love the way he stepped up into the pocket, right? He steps up nicely in the pocket to avoid that rush, breaks it to the outside, leaves that ball out there. Bishop Timon does what good defenses do, make something happen right there and get that ball back for themselves.
So it's 1st and 10, Timon at their own 27. Anzalone takes the snap, pitches it to Newkirk. Newkirk around that corner. He's fast, and he's got a first down. He's out close to the 40-yard line. Javon Newkirk with some good speed.
Got to tell you had to see the push on the line right there that we actually saw that I was watching for Bishop Timon. You've got 66 and Anzalone, the running back, both just pushing, and they were running right behind him right there out there on that line.
Now it's 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line for the Tigers, already leading 6-0 as we're now under 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. This is Timon's second possession. They scored on the first one. They've run 4 offensive plays, and each one has resulted in a first down or a touchdown. And here comes a flag, and it's Scarver, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 50. Let's see what that flag is. It's holding against Bishop Timon, so that will back him up. Damaris Petaway Scarver on the carry that time, but the play looks like it's going to be called back. You see the flag at the 36-yard line. And we'll keep our eye on referee Kenny Harris. And that's a big penalty. They're going way back. He takes it all the way back to the 25-yard line. And it'll still be first down, but they'll have a lot longer to travel.
So I apologize, Stu. I was trying to find out who a number was out in the field. It was because I wanted to get him credit on what he's doing on the offensive line right there.
Anzalone takes the shotgun, will take the shotgun snap, and somebody jumped off sides. I don't think Timon moved. And that is offside against St. Mary's of Lancaster, so they'll give back some of the penalty yards. And that'll take the ball out to the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 19 at the 30 for Bishop Timon. McNeil comes to the moves toward your bottom of the screen. Now he gets the handoff, and he's in trouble in the backfield. But he gets out of there a little bit, tries to turn the corner on the far side, can't do it. And he may be a loss of a yard. And Tom, he avoided what could have been a real disaster, an 8 or 10-yard loss. St. Mary's looked like they knew what was coming that time.
So I want to give some credit out there, especially, when we see something big, especially from some of those interior linemen. Jacob Stachowski is who we were talking about, number 66 today for Bishop Timon. Some very good blocking, and love what we saw downfield blocking from him to help his running back clear early on there. But we just wanted to give that recognition because we didn't know who it was.
2nd and 20 from the 29 for the Timon Tigers. Now back to pass is Anzalone. And he throws, coming to the near side, incomplete. And there's a flag coming out. The pass was intended for Lauren Beaumont. And that is most likely a pass interference call.
Yeah, he hit him before the ball was there. Unfortunately, it absolutely is going to be a passing interference call.
Well, that'll give Timon a first down.
Well, it depends where it was, because remember, it's not an automatic first down.
Right.
It's got to be the yardage to give him. I'm not sure there's enough yards to get the first down.
Well, I thought the penalty was right at the 49.
But it won't be. That will come from the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
So it'll
you're
come
right
from the
then.
line of
Yep,
scrimmage.
you're right.
It should be a 15-yard penalty. I don't think it'll be a first down yet.
So it'll be 2nd and
5, I think.
Yep, 2nd down and 5. You're right. I should know better than to ever question you on this stuff. It'll take it all the way out to the 44-yard line of the Tigers. 2nd and 5 now.
Yeah, there's only 4 plays, Western New York, that will actually be an automatic first down. That's roughing the passer, roughing the kicker, roughing the holder, or roughing the punter. Those are your only 4 that will arrive to be an automatic first down.
Cloud goes to the top of the screen. And there's a pitch on the far side, a little double reverse, and St. Mary's sniffed it out, but they're going to let him escape a little bit. McLeod on the far side, and he gets across midfield, looks like a first down, and once again, Timon avoids what could have been a major disaster. St. Mary's had him all the way back at the 32 or 33-yard line, and somehow he got out of there. And there might be another flag out there.
There is on the far sideline. It looks like it just got picked up right at the 46.
So we'll see what that might be. It's on. Well, it's a first down, and then I guess we'll add the penalty. I didn't see what the call was. A face mask, it looks like, on the Lancers.
5-yarder though, so the incidental kind.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line of St. Mary's for Bishop Timon, as we're now in the final minute of the first quarter. And back to pass is Anzalone. Rolls to the far side, and the ball looks like it was incomplete. Looked like he got hit and went out of bounds. And St. Mary's has narrowly missed on a couple of defensive plays where they just couldn't finish it. They had
well, the first play of the game for Timon, right? We thought was going to be an interception right there. But Anzalone's staying poised because he's on the run, right? You could see they're getting penetration right now from the defensive line for St. Mary's, but really staying poised and trying to make things happen. And he's waiting, right? He's waiting to right now try to get some of those receivers open instead of just taking off, which is something you don't see from somebody as young as a freshman.
And there's the pitch to Scarver coming around the near side, and he's brought down at about the 44-yard line. That was 2nd and 10, so it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Nice tackle by Zach Seifert right there for St. Mary's.
Demarius Petaway Scarver, good run there, and twice on this drive, St. Mary's, even on the running plays, they had him trapped in the backfield and allowed him to escape. We're in the final 12 seconds of the first quarter. We'll see if they get this play off.
I don't think they're even going to try.
Nope, they're not. Timon heads to the sidelines. After one quarter of the Monsignor Martin Class B championship game, it is Bishop Timon 6, St. Mary's of Lancaster nothing. You're watching Monsignor Martin football on Western New York Athletics.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
You're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
We're back at St. Joe's. Stu Boyer and Tom Prince. Bernard with 23 yards in the first quarter. Scarver with 29. So each team's leading rusher over 20 yards so far. This will be 3rd and 10 from the 45 for Bishop Timon. Anzalone awaits the shotgun snap, takes it, hands it off, and spinning away and getting down inside the St. Mary's territory is, thought that was James McNeil on the carry. And that'll bring up 4th down and 4 for the Timon Tigers.
When I walked in, I got a chance for all you Monsignor Martin fans to see St. Joe's baseball coach Paul Nasca. This field he's got going, which you can see in the distance on some of the views, they're building their new baseball diamond here. Looks gorgeous.
It does look spectacular.
He's going to have a closed dugout for the first time ever here, too. He's a beautiful dugouts are getting built. This field's going to look absolutely gorgeous when it's done.
Anzalone back to pass. He pump fakes, rolls to the right. He's being chased, still on his feet, puts the ball down, and he's tackled right near, it depends where they spot it, at the 41 or 40-yard line.
Where he comes up, they're not going to give it to him.
So it'll be a first down for St. Mary's of Lancaster. They come up with a stop on downs. Good play by the Lancers there, and they'll bring their offense back out onto the field. Good job by Anzalone. He just missed.
Got tackled. You saw that right at the ankles right there is where he got tackled. And, in fact, it was a saving tackle right there for it to be a first down for Bishop Timon.
So now St. Mary's trailing 6-0 early in the second quarter, tries to get their offense untracked. They fumbled last time they had the ball, had a nice drive going, but turned it over. Sherrod Bernard under center. And he will hand it off, and Johnson goes straight up the middle. Good run there. And he's into Timon territory. Not quite. Yeah, he is. He's just stopped shy of Timon territory. It'll be a first down. Good run there. He spot the ball at the 46, so we still got 4 yards to go before crossing midfield.
And a nice tackle there by Nico Worthy of Bishop Timon. He doesn't make that tackle, and he is the last guy right there where you can really see him take off and make something really big happen.
They're going to call it 2nd down and 1 at the 46-yard line. Under center, Bernard, and he will hand it to the second man through. It's Johnson. He's got the first down, and he's across midfield. And if someone didn't get a hold of his jersey, he had a lot of room to run. It was where he needed the Greg Pruitt tearaway jersey.
But again, 3 yards after contact he gets, right? There's always that yards after contact where he's giving his team an opportunity to really get some short fields or short third down opportunities right there. He's done that multiple times. The question now can begin, can St. Mary's finish off a drive? Because they were coming down here to look to either tie the score up or, take the lead if they could.
Well, they spotted that ball right at the 50-yard line, so it's 1st and 10 for the Lancers. And they'll hand off to Coleman, and he's going to drag some people but not be able to gain any yardage. Maybe he lost a yard. He had no chance there. There were 3 players on him. Seemingly the second he got the football. Good defensive play. It's 2nd down and 11.
It looks like it was Anthony Pitts Jr. as well as Petaway Scarver on that one, both in on that tackle to absolutely make a big stop here in 2nd down. Like the penetration. It looked like something was a little slow on the handoff right there. Didn't come off as clean as I think St. Mary's wanted to. Bishop Timon does a very good job with their penetration in there, though, to make sure they can bust that one up.
I'm thinking you better get a hold of Coleman before he gets ahead of steam up. He's a big man. Back to pass. Bernard throws to the near side. Caught and stepping out of bounds almost immediately is Griffin Smith, and there's I thought it was a flag. It was a football he was throwing. So St. Mary's keeps the drive alive, and Timon hanging tough here. This will bring up a 3rd and 8.
He stepped out of bounds earlier than where we thought he went out. So he actually stepped right when he caught that out of bounds. So hence you can see why it's not as far as you thought it was on camera.
3rd down and 8. And there's a handoff, and nowhere to run. Johnson stopped, and that'll bring up 4th down for St. Mary's. So this Timon defense really stiffening up here in the second quarter. Under 9 minutes to play, 6-0 Timon. They scored on their opening drive, and they also have forced a fumble.
Well, like you said when we started this game off, these both teams came out. It was a great first half between both teams the first time they played, and we're seeing that absolutely happen right now. Both defenses really coming up big right now in this game, and you can just see the trenches. There is a great war going down in that trenches right now with the guys going back and forth, absolutely aiding both teams here.
4th down and 6 from the 46. St. Mary's takes a timeout. We'll step aside too. 6-0 Timon, 8:12 to go in the second quarter. You're watching high school football on Western New York Athletics.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
We're back at St. Joe's, 4th and 6 for St. Mary's from the Bishop Timon 46. And they are going to go for it. Bernard takes the shotgun snap. He's back to pass. Comes up, throws, and it's caught. Braden Monk, Tom's man, makes the catch for the first down. And he'll hand the ball to the official. First down, St. Mary's of Lancaster. Big conversion on 4th down there.
And nice hands. You saw him actually come out and get that ball right there. Looked like he was roving the outfield.
I
is
was
what
just
he looked like it, right?
just going to say, a baseball guy.
But comes up big there. And we knew. We said it. Listen, Coach told us if they're going to have a chance at this game, I'm going to have to go to the air at one point. And they're doing that right now on this drive.
1st and 10 from the 31. For the Lancers. A handoff and in the backfield and nowhere to run for Johnson. He's thrown back for a loss. Nico Worthy, we've heard that name before on the tackle there. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 14 after the loss of 4. So, Tom, we had a Trench Trophy preview show before we came to the game. The 12 finalists were announced, an interesting group, and we've had the pleasure of watching a number of these young men play throughout the season, including
I got
at
them real
the
quick
stadium.
at the list if we want to go through them real quick. Tommy Carlson, Lancaster, Ryan Carpenter from Randolph, Braden Donnelly from Iroquois, Aiden Dubik from St. Francis, Caden Hensley from Clarence, and we'll finish the list after this play.
And Bernard rolls to the right, looks to pass. He's still got it, still on his feet. And finally, I think he wanted to hand that off at first and then decided to run. There was a miscommunication there, but he got about 6 or 7 yards, maybe even more. It's on the far side, and hard to tell. He did get out of bounds, so the clock stops.
Finish this list off Sunday. Ikaguanu from Lackawanna, Chris Johnson from Medina, Evan Locke from Williamsville North, Balaam Miller from St. Francis, Rashad Perry from Bennett, Patrick Tan from Amherst, and Desmond Walker from Maryvale. Rounds out your list, and those are your 12 finalists for this year.
So it's 3rd and 3 from the 23 for St. Mary's. Back to pass. Bernard one more time. He's in trouble. Gets away from one man. Made a miss around the far side. Can he get to the yard marker? Looks like he hit the yard marker.
That's going to be a late hit right there.
I know. And there's a flag. And there's another flag. Yep. And we got players converging in there. It looked like he hit the yard marker. But as you said, there was a hit out of bounds. And then two flags came out.
You wonder extracurricular afterwards if now they're going to neutralize it because it goes against both teams.
And that would be a tough break for St. Mary's because They had, well, let's see. There's Kenny Harris is the one on Timon. And there's one against St. Mary's. So they offset the penalties. Hey, you're good. Great call, Tom. You got great eyesight to see that all the way over there. I saw the first flag and thought it was a late hit. And then, you know, teammates come to the defense of their teammates.
And listen, would you not expect that?
No.
When a lineman comes up and sees his quarterback get hit, that happens. It really does. But unfortunately, it just neutralized, would have put you farther down and would have been in the red zone with an opportunity to hopefully put something on the board as far as points goes.
Well, let me put it to you this way, Tom. I'm kind of old-fashioned. If I see my quarterback get hit or my goaltender in hockey, I better see a response.
Well, listen, and guess what? All of you Buffalo Bills fans here, if Josh Allen got hit like that, you'd all be screaming and making sure that your lineman went out there and did something about it.
And I think the whole team would do something about
I
that.
agree.
And there's a timeout on the field taken by St. Mary's, 6-0 Timon. 6:27 to go in the second quarter. You're watching high school football on Western New York Athletics.
With exclusive buyer insights and our 100% money-back guarantee, we're confident we'll find buyers for your home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick.
So 4th and 3 after that little dust up on the far sideline from the 23 for St. Mary's. Bernard under center. Hands it off to Johnson. He spins away from a tackler, but I don't think he got it, Tom. Let's see what they say. Big hit in there. Somebody came up and popped him really good. And I'm going to say that that's probably going to be. No, did they just give him the first down?
No, I think they're.
I
thought first they were calling
no,
out. Yeah,
now they're
yeah,
saying Timon football. So Timon holds. It looked like I saw an official point toward the
other way.
Yes, and then Kenny Harris came over and pointed toward Timon. So that's the second time we've had a team stopped on downs. That's the second time St. Mary's has been stopped on downs by Timon, and the Tigers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line. So once again, St. Mary's has some success moving the ball, but can't find any points.
So I will want to let everybody know at halftime we got a great interview coming up as Pete Snyder, head of the Monsignor Martin Conference, will be coming up here and talking to Stu Boyer.
And there's a flag on that play, and the way it kind of stopped leads me to believe it's an illegal procedure, and it is against a Timon, so they'll back up 5. Looking forward to hearing from Mr. Schneider, one of the...
Another great weekend here, right? You got a big game here. And now, like I said, here's the beauty. We all now get to root for St. Francis in that state championships,
Yes,
right?
yes.
We all become fans. We want them to win. We want them to represent the section. We want them to represent Western New York. We want them to represent this area, and they got the capability of doing that now.
1st and 15 now. And Anzalone pitches it. And not a lot of room to run there for Scarver. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
And we could be talking about multiple teams in Western New York that got opportunities to go on to state championships. No doubt, Bennett is another team that we expect to make a run for it. No doubt this Jamestown team can easily make a run for this, right? Does anyone doubt Iroquois can't be there making a run for it? And then let's talk about Lackawanna in this line. And then lastly, Randolph. I mean, every team we legitimately could go far.
And we have another flag. It's a false start against Timon. So Timon having a little issue with penalties on this drive. And you're right, all those teams could make a good run for it. We'll get some we'll see who survives after next weekend.
Absolutely. Well, next weekend, to me, is a lot of the matchups that we talk about that really are to go come out of that 5-6 matchup, meaning Section 5 versus Section 6. And then we got St. Francis, who legitimately has got a team again that we could see another state championship come out of the area. So love what we got going from all our teams in Western New York.
2nd and 22 all the way back at the 10-yard line. This Timon drive has gone backwards. Hands alone, back to pass. He throws, almost caught but dropped. McNeil couldn't hang on to that one. It'll bring up 3rd down.
What a throw, though, by Anzalone. That really hit him in between players right there. He had a chance to still make that play. What a throw, pinpoint accuracy right there by the freshman.
And I'll bet you if you talk to James McNeil, he'll tell you I should have made that catch.
Or I want that one back,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Is what he'll say. Give me another shot at that one.
Yeah, that's sports for you, right? Great throw by Anzalone, and unfortunately for Timon and McNeil couldn't quite come up with that one. So it's 3rd and 22 from the 10-yard line. This game turning into a defensive struggle. Anzalone back to pass one more time. Throws. The throw is high, tipped, and incomplete. Intended for Gerald McLeod, and that'll bring up a 4th down. And Timon will be punting from its own, deep in its own end.
And look at where Monk's standing right now. They're going to put him right now, it looks like at the 40-yard line. This is going to be incredible field position right here for St. Mary's with an opportunity to come down and tie this game. Now here's going to become a big question. Low-scoring game, special teams. Does that missed extra point come into play in this game that we see towards the end?
Well, it seems like we talk about it every broadcast,
Yeah.
Special teams, and here we are one more time. Monk the deep man. Andrew Fino. He just got that one away. High end-over-end kick. Monk calls for the fair catch, but lets it bounce, and it will take a roll for Tyman, and it'll stop at about the 47-yard line, but it's picked up by Aaron Kimotek. And he is touched immediately. It's a
And I
live
think
ball.
his teammates are going over, why are you touching that? That's poison, poison, poison. Stay away from that one right there. Because I actually thought it was a smart move there by Monk instead
I
of
thought
running
so
up
too.
trying to make a catch that you possibly, could drop as you're trying to do on the run right there, because that wind's blowing. Look at the flag right out there, Stu. That wind's really blowing. That ball just comes off a little bit or just moves a little bit and you drop it, and you could be talking about a complete shift of the momentum in the game right here.
So it's 1st and 10 St. Mary's. The Lancers have really good field position and really need to take advantage of it at some point here. 1st and 10 at the Timon 48-yard line. There we go, whistles and a timeout taken, this time by Bishop Timon. We'll take a timeout, 6-0 Bishop Timon, 5:16 to go in the second quarter. You're watching Monsignor Martin football on Western New York Athletics.
New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker.
1st and 10 for St. Mary's. Snap is high, but Bernard brings it down, and he's going to keep it. Comes to the near side, cuts back inside, still on his feet. Good run there. And he's all the way down to about the 39-yard line of Bishop Timon. That was quite a run, Tom.
Yeah, and again, what we've been talking about constantly here is that yards after contact. And he looks like he's a running back out there the way he ran on that one. Great job right there to keep this moving. And again, another short opportunity for a first down, which is exactly what you want, especially from your run game.
Tony Fiorello in the booth here observing the game. He'll be writing for Western New York Athletics, so keep an eye on the webpage for his game recap and a sidebar or two. I'm demanding a lot of work from Tony. There's a pitch to the far side to Johnson. He's going to throw it. He throws deep on the far side, incomplete, out of bounds. St. Mary's players on the bench are calling for a flag, but there is none, and it'll bring up third down.
We also want to thank our cameraman up top, Russ Battaglia, bearing the elements, as he's done that all weekend for us. But he's up top dealing right now with that wind. And, of course, we want to thank our producer, Heidi Gunther, who's just been incredible for us, too. I mean, it's been a long weekend. For those of you who don't know, it really began early on Thursday, right? You think about it. We've been really getting ready for that. About 9 o'clock, people were getting ready for it in the office, and then didn't get out of there till after 1 o'clock Thursday, and we're right back at it Friday. Didn't get out of there till 12:30 last night, and we're back here again. So give credit to a lot of people here at Western New York Athletics.
3rd and 1, and there's the handoff to Johnson, and he's got the first down. And the chains will move on the far side. First down for St. Mary's of Lancaster.
And a great tackle there by Gerald McLeod right there of Bishop Timon. Again, we talk about that youth, right? A sophomore here making an impact out there on the field. Really all over this Bishop Timon team. This is going to be a team, I think, that, especially if it stays together, that you're going to be talking about over the next 2 years that's going to make a challenge and come up. And I'm going to tell you, they could be challenging some of the games of St. Joe's and Canisius and stuff like that, especially because these guys are going to be attacked so long.
Bernard throws, caught by Coleman, and he's literally ridden and driven down to the turf on the far side. Took 3 players to bring him down.
If you remember last year, St. Mary's had that great team that came up and actually won a game here at St. Joe's, if you remember that. That was coming up and playing with the top 3. I really believe if these guys stay intact, you're going to be talking about an opportunity where Bishop Timon's going to do the same exact thing.
I think that kind of thing, the cyclical thing, is good for everybody.
Absolutely.
Because teams that have been down now come up.
And it's good competition for everybody. Monsignor Martin will even tell you the more we get, the better competition we get, where it's going to be more games for us to play.
And there's a handoff. Second man through there. And he's stopped shortly. Short gain there.
And we also talk about this. We're hoping that now you're seeing like that AA conference come down to 5 teams. If it stays like that, I really want to see more matchups with the Monsignor Martin Conference. I really want to be able to see these matchups. Next year, come on, Bennett, St. Francis.
That'd be fabulous.
Oh, would you want to see that this year? That would have been, we could have been talking about the game of the year right there.
Yes.
We already said what Lancaster Canisius was the game of the year there.
You and I did that one.
So
that was
we
a
want
great
to see
game.
more of those games.
Yes.
They were fantastic games. Look at the crowds that came out for it.
And Bernard bobbles the snap. It was high and gets away from trouble. Throws. It's caught on the far side and still going, still on his feet, and finally knocked out of bounds inside the 10-yard line is Aaron Kimotek.
Wow, how about that move by Bernard? Did you see that, the way he stepped up, stopped? It was like literally a stop and then go, and he did that, stopped the defender in his tracks, was able to break it then to the outside to give himself enough time to make that throw. Wow, what a play right there. Looked like he was a veteran quarterback out there actually taking the helm.
And don't forget, it was a high snap. It was tipped up in the air and had to catch it before he had to
Great
run.
point still.
His first and goal from the 10-yard line for St. Mary's. The Lancers have been trailing since the Timon's first drive, 6-0. High snap, and it's on the ground, and that time Bernard will just fall on it. And it's a loss on the play. It'll be second and goal from the
Boy,
12-yard line.
That's a type of play, though, that can really stop a drive, especially inside the red zone. It's hard enough to score in the red zone. You make mistakes like that on the center QB exchange, and it could cost you. If you remember, let's go back to the Jamestown Orchard Park game. Jamestown was driving to take the lead in that game. That exact play happened. Jamestown doesn't score. Complete momentum change. All of a sudden, Orchard Park pulls away, and then it goes up by 2 scores because they take the drive right down. That's what a play like that can do to you.
Second and goal. Bernard is brought down for a loss behind the line of scrimmage. And once again, looked like a little bit of miscommunication. Seemed like it was looking for someone to hand it off to, and there wasn't anyone there. It'll bring up third and goal all the way back at the 18-yard line.
Brendan Klotz right there, number 45, the first one in on the tackle. Freshman.
A lot of youth.
Right? Freshman linebacker right there. I'm going to tell you, this is a team I can't say enough. If this core stays together for Bishop Timon, we're going to be talking about them for years to come. We really will. It is a core. We're talking about so many freshmen and sophomores that are on this team that it is going to be fun to watch this team go, and it really will be someone that's going to come up and play with the A teams inside the Monsignor Martin division.
That would be great for everybody. Right now, though, it's third and goal from the 23-yard line for St. Mary's. It was first and goal from the 10-yard line. Yep. 2 plays and 13 yards in the negative for the Lancers. So, needless to say, a huge spot for them, at least here in this first half. Down by 6. They had a golden opportunity, and now they have to find a way to overcome this adversity. Third and goal from the 23. Timon with some tremendous defense here. Bernard, another high snap. He pulls it down, rolls to the right, makes a move around one man, and gets brought down a little bit closer to the 10-yard line. It'll be fourth and goal. We'll see exactly where they spot the ball. Bishop Timon takes a timeout. We'll take a timeout. You're watching high school football on Western New York Athletics.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Fourth and goal from the 18-yard line for the St. Mary's Lancers. Here as we get late in the first half, 1 minute and 6 seconds remaining. And once again, Tyman trying to stop the Lancers on downs. Bernard back to pass. This time the snap is clean. He rolls to the near side. And now he's going to turn around, try to go back the other way. Still on his feet. Still looking to throw. He throws toward the end zone. And what are they going to say? Touchdown! He caught it and got at least 1 foot down in bounds. What a catch. I believe that was Aaron Kimotak. What a catch. What a play by Bernard to keep that alive. He looked like Fran Tarkenton, or to more modern times, Josh Allen running around back there.
So Bernard's what? 10th grader. I mean, this is amazing what we're seeing from the youth out here. I mean, this is 9th grade, 10th graders, and that was something you don't see senior quarterbacks do out there, show the speed and the poise. I love the way he's stepping up in the pocket and doing things. just an unbelievable play right there.
And St. Mary's can take the lead. Pesha for the extra point. It's up and it's good, and St. Mary's takes a 7-6 lead with 52.1 seconds left in the half. What a play. That's among the top plays of the weekend.
Again, we've seen a lot. It reminds you of Thomas with Bennett, the way he goes one way, right, gets hit, turns around, goes the other way, makes a big play happen. The only difference was Thomas would take it and use that 4-2 speed. Bernard rolls out, gives himself enough time to make an incredible throw right there, right on the at the sideline of that touchdown. Unbelievable play. Just really was. What a great play. What a great game we got going here.
Yes, sir.
And we got 1 point special teams, the difference right now, you know.
Well, that was 4th and goal from the 18. Last night, Bennett had a 4th and goal from the 26, and both plays were converted. What a great throw by Bernard. What a great catch by Kimonik over there in that in the far corner of the end zone. Fabulous.
So let's give some special credit out. We've been talking about Braden Monk, whose actually mother isn't here today.
Gee, wonder what she could have been doing.
She's actually running the Boston Marathon right now and just finished it with a time of 3:36:41, which is absolutely incredible. So give credit to not only him in this game, but give credit to his mother for doing something special here.
He comes from quite an athletic family. Did you say what marathon was that? New York?
No, it was Boston.
Boston Marathon?
Yeah.
I thought they ran that on Patriots Day in the spring, don't they?
I know they've changed it a couple times, so.
Okay, good for her. That's terrific. And as the kickoff goes on the far side, and it'll be 1st and 10, Timon inside their own 35-yard line. At the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, under 50 seconds.
Sorry, she qualified for the
okay.
Boston Marathon. I apologize.
No, that's okay.
Qualified for the I read it wrong real quick, so I apologize.
Oh, I didn't mean to.
No, that was a great call. You were right. So I thank you for making me look it back up so I can clarify it. So
Dominic Anzalone brings his team, his offense back out onto the field here for Matt Weiser's Timon Tigers. Under 50 seconds to play in the half. Timon has led all the way until a moment ago when St. Mary's scored to take the lead, and that pass bounced on the turf. Incomplete, intended for Lauren Beaumont. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
But boy, we could talk about it coming in the third quarter, but both teams really moving the ball well. But give credit to both defenses, because really when it comes down to when it gets towards that red zone, you've seen them making the big stops and the big plays. Nestor, you really can't fault the defense of Bishop Timon on that play. That really was just a great play by Bernard to really even make something happen right there.
Absolutely. It's a toss to the near side, and turning the corner and getting some good running room and getting popped out of bounds is Javon Newkirk. Good run there. Little short of the 1st down. Flags on the play. Are they going to say that he was hit out of bounds?
Well, we'll see. No.
It's against Timon. Because it was pretty close to a hit out of bounds here.
No, but it wasn't called that. So, unfortunately, what was a great run right there, we're going to see get negated by that flag.
Personal foul.
Yep. Personal foul against Timon. That'll back him up. And it looks like a 15-yard penalty. It'll take it all the way back inside the 20-yard line of Timon. 2nd and 29 from the 15-yard line.
2nd and 29 from the 15 for the Tigers.
Less than 40 seconds to play in the half. We'll be speaking with Monsignor Martin Athletic Director Pete Schneider at halftime. Anzalone back to pass. He throws deep on the far side, and it is incomplete. Almost caught, almost intercepted. A lot of people around that ball.
Almost caught, almost intercepted, and almost re-caught again is what it was. Unbelievable right there, as you actually saw it go off a couple players, and we almost saw an incredible play happen right there.
The pass was intended, I believe, for James McNeil. Falls incomplete. 17 seconds left in the half here for Timon to either kneel it down or try to make something happen. They're pretty deep on their own end of the field. Little bit of risk involved here. And they're down by a point, but obviously very close game. Well played. But that last penalty really put them in a spot.
Put them back where you know it's all automatic passing.
And they're going to hand it off. And there's no gain there. It'll bring up 4th down. And it looks like St. Mary's called the timeout.
So they're going to make them, what they're going to make them do is they're going to make them punt this. Try to go for the block right now. Try to make them at least punt it. Because we saw, if you remember, back to the punt before, did not go very far. The only reason it came as where it did is because Monk doesn't catch it, right? And it bounces out to the 50-yard line. I think you go try to make a block here or something with a return to see if you can do something. Because even a quick return, you're going to get a shot to even maybe throw it one time into the end zone.
12.2 seconds remaining. And we'll see how St. Mary's plays this. Braden Monk may actually get a chance to return it if the Tigers can get the kick away. Because I believe with you, the Lancers are coming to try and block it here.
You got
Golden
to.
opportunity, right?
Yep, you got to right here. Because think about it. You should be punting this just about from the end zone. Right? He should be standing right about the end zone.
Yep.
So what is he at the 2-yard line, 3-yard line?
Yep, the 2-yard line. Yes. And in fact, I don't see anybody back deep to return this kick.
Wow, they're going hard after this one.
And the snap is there, and the kick is away. It'll go out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. And 5 seconds went off the clock, 7.5 seconds remaining.
Looks like they're going to put it right at the 30-yard line, Stu, is about where they're going to mark it right here. But again, only a couple seconds comes off the clock, 5 seconds comes off the clock. You're going to get a chance. This is right about where they went and got the touchdown in the last one. So you got to give them credit for calling that timeout and trying to get something happen to put points up on the board.
Well, they moved the ball out to, exactly right, Tom, on the 30-yard line. So with 7.5 seconds left, let's see what they come up with here. 7-6 Timon late in the first half. Most likely this is the final play of the half. Bernard into the shotgun. Coleman next to him in the backfield. Bernard back to pass. Steps up. Comes to the near side. Throws. Intercepted. Picked off by Timon. And Lauren Beaumont picked it off. And that'll bring the first half to a close. What a great half, Tom.
Listen, about defense, we've seen defense in this one. St. Mary's comes up big. Both the sophomore quarterback for St. Mary's, the freshman quarterback for Bishop Timon, doing it all. This has been a great game. This, no doubt, is going to be a great second half.
So at halftime, it is St. Mary's of Lancaster 7, Bishop Timon 6. We'll be back with Monsignor Martin Athletic Director Pete Schneider after a short break. You're watching Monsignor Martin football on Western New York Athletics.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
You insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
You say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
Life can be full of surprises, but not always the good kind. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care, and we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Back at St. Joe's at halftime, St. Mary's of Lancaster leading Bishop Timon 7-6. We're joined by Monsignor Martin Athletic Director Pete Schneider. Pete, thank you for joining us. Well, give us your quick take on the first half of the Class B championship game.
Well, it's kind of a surprise, Stu, because Timon beat them pretty good during the regular season. And Timon came out that first drive and went right down the field. But you have to give St. Mary's a lot of credit. Their kids are playing very well. And Matt Ard, of course, does a very good job coaching the team. So look forward to another second half of great football.
Well, Pete, I'm looking out over here, and I'm looking at a new baseball field for St. Joe's. If you go by the Stransky complex, they've got a new baseball diamond. So it looks like things are going really well for Monsignor Martin Athletics. Give us an idea of the state of athletics in the Monsignor Martin Association.
Well, you always have, schools with great alumni like St. Joe's and Canisius. Cardinal O'Hara's going to redo their fields. That just came out the other day. So the alumni for all of these schools is outstanding, and trying to keep the schools up to date with the publicly funded schools. Generally speaking, we're healthy. The schools, the population in the schools is holding pretty steady. In some cases, it's grown, and that's the biggest thing, because we need students in the schools in order to be able to keep our doors open.
Tell me a little bit about, you see a lot of schools where they're shrinking numbers for certain sports, i.e. football. That does not seem to be the case in the Monsignor Martin Association. Are more and more young men coming out to play football, or has that held steady or declined a little?
I think in the recent few years, I think a number of the schools have done a good job in getting young men involved. I think a great part of that is when the coach or is either a teacher or a member of the faculty or staff in the school, because they see the kids every day, so they communicate with the kids. They see who are the athletes, in the other sports. A basketball player, a lacrosse player, and they invite them to come out for football, and I think that has a lot to do with why the numbers are growing in our for our football teams. And take, for instance, today, Matt Weiser from Timon and Matt Ard from St. Mary's are both in the building. So they have access to the kids every day. You know, they're walking around. They see, you know, a young guy they think can help them, and they'll look up and try and get him to come out for the team.
What makes Jerry Smith so special as a head coach and the program he's got and the man that he is?
It's funny you should ask that, because last night we were out at the game, and I said to him about 2 hours before the game as we were standing in the pouring rain, I said, "So, Jerry, the rumor is you're going to put your hands up at 5 to 7 and the rain's going to stop." And, you know, Jerry's dedicated his life to St. Francis and to their program. And, you know, success breeds success. When you see something happen on the field and it clicks in with the kids and they say, "Oh, yeah, I better listen to Coach. He knows what's going on." You know, Jerry's always been one. You know, he's an outstanding educator. He trains them not only as athletes but as individual and people. And, you know, he's one of those guys that the kids really know he loves them and he's out there for them and he'll do everything he can for them. Not many coaches will take their kids around in the summer. Every year, summer takes the kids on a tour of all these colleges. Whether or not they're going to be able to play at that school, it doesn't matter. Jerry gets them on the bus and puts his own time and his own dollars in it, and he'll take them around to see the different schools and try and educate them on the opportunities that exist for them. And, you know, that's what makes Jerry special.
How close to your vision of what you want Monsignor Martin Athletics to be, how close is it to exactly what your vision is for it?
I always see it as an opportunity to grow. You know, one of the things, you know, you look at our football program. Obviously, we only have 6 teams playing. We have 3 teams on each side of each division, Division A and Division B. It's tough because what we have to do as administrators is make sure that we have a level playing field for the kids. You know, we have a responsibility and an obligation to make sure when we put them out there, it's not a big mismatch, and therefore, you know, an injury evolves or something like that. So when you look at Monsignor Martin, you know, we're looking at schools, and as schools get better, like Timon, for example, you know, we think there's an opportunity maybe for Timon to move back up a year from now or 2 years from now with the freshman and sophomore class they have. But we got to do it in the right way because we don't want to harm the other school. So it's, you know, every year it's, I won't say a battle, but
a balancing act.
Balance, yes, that's a very good way to put it. It's a balancing act. You know, the same thing with our, like last weekend we had our soccer playoffs, and on the girls' side we have an A and a B division. On the boys' side, we're probably going to go back to A and B next year because, you know, the level of talent for some teams is higher than the level of talent for others, and we want the experience to be the same for everybody. You know, nobody likes getting beat by 10 goals or 50 points in football or whatever it might be. So, you know, the vision would be that everybody be on the same playing field, but the reality is that we've got to do the best we can within the realm that we have within the schools, you know.
Real quick, how's Cole doing? Still playing hockey?
Cole's still playing hockey. He is now he scored his 500th point in the American Hockey League.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's now in the top 95 all-time scorers in the American League.
Wow.
And Milwaukee's going to honor him later this year. They're doing, in March, they're going to have a bobblehead night for him.
That's awesome.
So, and they've got the missing tooth and everything. So it's kind of a special night for the family. We're looking forward to it. Thanks for asking.
Oh, thank you, Pete Schneider. And we have to take a quick break. And Tom Prince and I will be back with the second half. St. Mary's leading this one 7-6 at halftime. You're watching Monsignor Martin football on Western New York Athletics.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home.
Welcome back to St. Joe's. Stu Boyer and Tom Prince. Want to thank Pete Schneider, the athletic director of the Monsignor Martin Association, for joining us at halftime. St. Mary's will kick off to start the second half. And Tom, this has turned into quite the defensive struggle.
Listen, we knew it was gonna be. We talked about this, right? Yeah, and not only that, this may be one of the coldest games any of these guys have played in all season to boot. On top of it,
that's true too. Kickoff is taken by McLeod at the 20, still on his feet, all the way out to the 40. He's got room to run. He's got 3 guys to beat. He won't beat them all, but he takes it all the way back to the St. Mary's 35-yard line. No flags on the field, and what a big lift for Timon to start the second half.
that's how you jumpstart your team, right? We talk about it. Special teams has the key, and special teams comes up there big. And again, it's a name we've talked about, right? McLeod does it as he comes right up the gut right there, finds the opening, and really has a fantastic run to get incredible field position here for Bishop Tyman.
1st and 10 from the 35. And the pitch to Scarver on the far side, and he's wrapped up and brought down after a very short gain, maybe 2-3 yards at the most. It'll be second down for Timon. Give you an idea of how much of a defensive game this is. Johnson, the leading rusher for St. Mary's, has 39 yards. Scarver, who might have added a couple more there, had 30 at halftime. St. Mary's with 9 first downs and Timon with 5. So that kind of screams defense, doesn't it?
Oh, it absolutely does. And I'll tell you, the change that we've probably seen, to me, the biggest change really has been St. Mary's more going to the air than they are by the run, especially being a predominantly run team. but they seem to be finding the success right now through the air.
And a pitch to the near side, and we get whistles and a flag and a false start. As Clarence Prude got the carry there, but they're going to back up for the false start.
Again, we've seen these penalties really having an effect on field position for both teams, right? You know, St. Mary's does a good job of scoring, but remember, they were backed up almost out of the red zone because of penalties. Now you're seeing the same exact thing. In fact, if you remember, to finish off that quarter, Bishop Timon was almost up here to midfield, and then all of a sudden is back kicking out from their 2-yard line. So,
and Tommy, as we speak, there's another flag, and Timon's going to have another false start. So it'll be 2nd and 21 from the 46-yard line. Back-to-back false starts. And you wonder why coaches have gray hair.
Or just
no
shave
hair.
it all off.
Early in the third quarter, St. Mary's of Lancaster leading this one 7-6. The extra point right now, the difference in this game. Timon missed theirs. St. Mary's made theirs. Anzalone, the snap is low, but he pitches it, and on the far side, plenty of room to run for Prude. He's got the first down. He's short of the first down, but that's a really good run.
But he gets all that penalty yards, all those penalty yards back, and even more right now to give them a manageable 3rd down here. And at least they are in 4-down territory where they're going to get 2 shots at this.
And there's a handoff, and they got him by the jersey that time. Prude was hauled down by his jersey, by his opposite number 7, Daniel Rhodes. And that'll bring up 4th and 3 from the 29-yard line. Prude, I don't remember getting too many, if any, carries in the first half, but he's got 2 or 3 right in a row here in the second half. And that's a quarterback sneak by Anzalone, and feels like St. Mary's saw that coming, and I think they stuffed it. He's brought down, looks like he's brought down for a loss. Ball came out, McLeod came up with it, but I think it's a stop on downs for St. Mary's, and it is. So
and I think they're going to at least give him forward momentum that it's not a loss. It's going to go right back to the line of scrimmage because of, where the play and the momentum had stopped.
So St. Mary's stops them on downs on the first drive of the second half. Score remains 7-6. It'll be 1st and 10 St. Mary's at their own 29-yard line.
And the defenses come up big again. They really do.
And in this quarter, the Lancers driving toward the scoreboard end of the field, toward the school building. Gerard Bernard will hand it off to Johnson, and Johnson breaks a couple of tackles. He's out beyond the 40. They tried to get the ball away, and they forgot to tackle him. He spins away from tacklers and dives down to the 47-yard line. A fabulous run by Marcus Johnson.
That ball did come out. He actually went back and grabbed it. Did you see that? It was literally, he was pulling it out. He grabs it, turns around, he gets more yards out of it. But that right there, he had to have at least 15 yards after the first contact right there. Just an incredible job running the ball. He really is something to watch. But give him a hole, he takes it, and then from there, you better not arm tackle him because he's going to do exactly what we're seeing right now on this drive.
The first guy's got to wrap him up, and the second guy's got to go after the ball. If the first guy goes after the ball, he's going to miss the tackle.
Yep, 100%, which is what you saw in that play.
1st and 10 from the 47. And there's Johnson one more time, barreling forward about to the 43-yard line. So maybe a 4-yard gain there. Lattimore on the stop. Cameron Lattimore for Tyman on the tackle. 2nd and 6 from the 43-yard line here. Pretty good afternoon for a high school football game. Little overcast, little chilly, but by Western New York standards, not bad at all.
I'll take Thursday's weather instead.
Oh, God. you and me both. You and me both. But compared to yesterday and that rain, And there goes Johnson one more time, and he's down to about the 40-yard line, where it'll be third down. Of the 3 days, Thursday, no doubt the best. Today, the second best. Yesterday, with that rain and the fog.
But you know what the funny about yesterday? Listen, the rain was horrible, but the temperature wasn't bad.
That's
though.
true.
It really wasn't.
That's true.
You know, it is obviously colder. You're seeing, people wearing stuff that like it's winter out there right now. So obviously, we're supposed to get possible snow tomorrow, is what they're saying. I know. But remember, today's the day. Last year, we had snow all over the ground, Stu.
That's true. High snap. Bernard brings it down, and he's going to run, and he's not going to get the first down. He's going to be stopped, and he had to do a good job of hanging on to the ball there. It'll bring up fourth down.
He's done that at least 4 or 5 times today already to be able to save things.
So a ball spotted at the 41-yard line, where it's 4th and 4 for the Lancers, hanging on to that 1-point lead. And to me, it seems the weather usually turns every year right on Halloween, right around Halloween. Gets a little colder, gets a little damper.
But that snow last year, if you remember, this time was
do.
unexpected. We come in, we actually got to the Bill Stadium. We were like, what is this? Look at this.
Yeah.
Everybody was going crazy.
Snow has that effect on people. And there's a handoff to Johnson, barreling through there, and he's got a first down. What a great run. He shot himself forward like a rocket to get that first down. 1st and 10 at the 37 for St. Mary's. Under 6 minutes to play in the third quarter. Lancers looking to add to that 1-point lead.
Boy, and they've done it both ways, right? Really done it by the air and by the run. And now their key to this drive, controlling that clock and keeping the ball out of Bishop Timon's hands.
Bernard back to pass, throws, caught by Johnson on the far side, still on his feet, and he's barreling forward close to another first down. Looks like a 9-yard gain. Newkirk in on the tackle. It's 2nd and 1 now from the 28-yard line of Bishop Timon.
Oh. Last year at this time, so we're showing it. So we just had a picture handed to us by our producer, and it was the snow on the ground from last year.
Well, Johnson barrels forward, and the ball comes out. Timon says they have it. Let's see. There's a flag on the play, too, apparently. The ball came out. Timon says they have it. Holding against St. Mary's. Declined. And Timon has the football. St. Mary's turns it over. And once again, a great drive stalls by a key mistake.
And it was almost the same exact spot as the last one when the ball came out.
So 1st and 10, Timon, a huge turnover there. It is a great St. Mary's drive. They're moving the ball downfield.
Remember in the first down, it came out, they knocked it out of his hands, and I think it was right about the 25-yard line is where it was.
I think you're 100% correct, as usual. So now Dominic Anzalone and this Timon offense, we'll see if they can get something going. They'll pitch it, and not a lot of room to run as McLeod is tossed to the turf unceremoniously by the St. Mary's defense.
Roman Delfonso on that one.
He made no mistake that he was making that tackle. Picked him up and tossed him down like a rag doll. 2nd and 14 from the 21.
Tell you though, we got him listed as a wide receiver cornerback. That can't be the same person.
I think there might have been a number change.
Yep.
Let me see if I
think you got it. Yes, 33. Oh yeah, Jamari Coleman is who 33 is.
Now Anzalone throws to the far side, caught on the far side, and oh, what a tackle. They wrap up Gerald McLeod. Someone got him by his legs, and someone hit him high, and it'll bring up 3rd and long.
That was Marcus Johnson right there. His legs is who it was right there on a tackle.
No, he wasn't going to let him get away, and he got some help from one of his friends after that.
It's kind of what you talked about earlier and what they needed to do to tackle on the flip side, right? To be able to tackle when they were out there on defensive side for Bishop Timon.
Now 3rd and 13 from the 22 for Timon. Anzalone back to pass. Throws. And caught and barreling forward, and he got a first down. What strength. McLeod carried 3 tacklers beyond the yard marker for the first down. What a great play.
Catches it in traffic, first of all, right? It was a great catch right there. But then to carry defenders after you've made a catch like that for a first down, unbelievable play right there by McLeod.
Carried 3 of them. 1st and 10 from the 37 for Timon. McLeod keeps that drive alive with the run after the catch. Low snap. Anzalone picks it up off the turf. Throws on the far side. And he caught it. What a catch all the way down to about the 41-yard of St. Mary's.
It looked
Great
like that
catch.
was Laron Broma is who that was on that catch.
It was either 10 or 11, Cameron Lattimore. I didn't see.
You know what? I think it was Lattimore. I apologize.
And here's a pitch to the near side. And still on his feet with running room. Prude going toward the end zone. Touchdown, Tyman. Great run by Prude. And Timon takes the lead 12-7 with 2 minutes and 31 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. What a great run.
What a great one. What a great momentum shift right there. And really, the guy you got to give credit to on this drive, McLeod. You have to. I mean, that wasn't going to be a first down without him, and they were going to be punting right there if he doesn't make that play. What a job there by McLeod.
Keeps the drive alive. Prude finishes it with that great run, cut to the outside and went straight up the field. And now Timon will try to add to their point title, but first they'll take a timeout. We'll take a timeout too. 12-7 Timon as we await the extra point. 2:31 to play in the 3rd quarter. You're watching Monsignor Martin football on Western New York Athletics.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
You're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Timon will go for 2 after Prude's 40-yard touchdown run. Anzalone, and he's got the ball, and he runs into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Dominic Anzalone, and it's 14-7 now in favor of Timon. Great play.
He just saved that. He saved that. That handoff he went and looked wasn't there. Had to keep it and then make that happen himself. That was all Anzalone right there. Absolutely didn't see his running back to do the handoff. That was supposed to be a handoff. Give Anzalone credit right there to take that in for the 2-point conversion.
That's great presence of mind and poise, because sometimes if the man you want to hand it off to isn't there, a little bit of panic sets in, right?
And even more in a championship game to boot, right? So give Anzalone tons of credit right there, as he absolutely made sure that it still got in that end zone.
So now Timon will kick off. Braden Monk and Marcus Johnson are the deep men, and we'll see.
We talked about special teams. You could say St. Mary's wins special teams for the first half, But right now, Timon in the second half winning special teams, and that's the reason right now for a lead, and made sure now it's back to that 7-point lead too.
So Timon getting set to kick off.
Boy, what a momentum shift right here, because we were talking about they're driving. St. Mary's is driving to take to extend their lead, get down to the 25-yard line. Turnover happens. Boom, Timon, boom, 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 gets down there. McLeod leads the way, and now they've got a lead on the board.
Andrew Fino kicks it off. And coming to the near side, and a good return out to about the 28 or 29-yard line is Braden Monk. So it'll be 1st and 10 St. Mary's, and you can't give Gerald McLeod enough credit for that third down play. Depending on when it's all said and done, you might look back and say that was the play of the game.
It could be. I don't disagree with you, Stu, because they were going to punt. If he gets tackled right where he makes that catch, they're punting the ball from right there. McLeod absolutely extends that play and gives them an opportunity right now to take a lead. Just a complete momentum shift inside this game.
And give Clarence Prude a credit for a 40-yard touchdown run on the Timon touchdown. 1st and 10, St. Mary's at their own 28. And Bernard back to pass. And he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. He's sacked.
Petaway Scarver on that one does a great job right there.
Well, Scarver's had a good day on offense, and his day on defense just got a lot better right there with the first down sack. 2nd and 23 back at the 15-yard line.
And he's been going, like you said, obviously a two-way player right here. Early on, we said he comes out running. He scores the first touchdown for Bishop Timon, but now comes out and has done a great job defensively. But he's been doing it all game. We were talking about him earlier in a couple tackles right there. And if he's not actually getting a tackle, he's having an impact because he's getting to the backfield. He's getting in there and getting penetration to try to make things happen inside that backfield.
And he sure made it happen on that play, that's for sure. Referee Kenny Harris with an official timeout here. Not exactly sure what it's for, but he's talking to one of the other officials. The officials, Kenny Harris, the referee, Mike Courtney, the umpire, Dale Musson, the head linesman, line judge Tony Scanzuzzo, and back judge Brandon Musso. And they've had a not too busy day, but just busy enough. And we still have a little bit of a delay as they get set for this play. Late third quarter, 14-7 Timon. Timon scored first. Missed the extra point. That was on the first drive of the game. St. Mary's answered, took a 1-point lead, and here in the third quarter, Timon has scored to take a 14-7 lead. Now we're ready. And there's the handoff to Johnson, and he's kind of stacked up close to the line of scrimmage, and look who's in there. Gerald McLeod among a number of Tigers in on that tackle.
Yeah, I thought the first one in there was Richard Smith Jr., for number 50 for Bishop Timon, as he clogged that hole up really quick and really made sure he couldn't go anywhere on that one.
So it brings up 3rd and long, 3rd and 23 from the 15-yard line for St. Mary's.
3rd and 23 for St. Mary's.
And again, now the flip side, you need to make something happen. You do not want to be punting this. We've already seen the special teams and the return capability of Bishop Timon on the opening kickoff.
Under a minute to play in the third quarter. Bernard takes the shotgun snap, throws to the far side. It's caught by Johnson, and he barrels out forward, and we'll see if they get where they spot that ball.
No, it's still going to be 8-9 yards.
Oh, that's right. I'm looking at I did it again. I looked at the first stick.
But what they did was give them room to punt is what they did. So obviously a great job of being able to give themselves room, because you did not want to be punting from that end zone, because what you did in the end of the first half would have been happening to you right here by the Bishop Timon team.
So St. Mary's will punt it away if they get this play off. We're in the final 15 seconds of the third quarter. And we got a whistle. And a timeout was taken by St. Mary's. So that's kind of an odd timeout, it seems. With you got 5.4 seconds left in the quarter. you're going to. He must have seen something that he didn't like to take that time out.
Well, again, he may not have seen something he liked, or and obviously you're going to see already they're making a change. So that's one thing they may have seen. Plus the wind, right? The wind is obviously having an effect, and I don't know if kicking one way or the other is having an effect on the field. They may wanted to make sure it happened while they were going this way on the field versus the other way and punting somewhat into the wind.
Well, you can see from that flag, it's a pretty stiff breeze. The flag blowing toward the scoreboard. As right now, St. Mary's is attacking the scoreboard end of the field, and that will change as soon as the third quarter ends. Gerald McLeod goes back to return the punt. He'll be at about his own 45-yard line. And they get to punt away. High short kick on the far side. That'll bounce out of bounds. And Timon should get pretty good field position here as the third quarter comes to a close. After 3 quarters, Bishop Timon 14, St. Mary's of Lancaster 7. You're watching Monsignor Martin High School football, the Class B championship game on Western New York Athletics.
With exclusive buyer insights and our 100% money-back guarantee, we're confident we'll find buyers for your home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective pediatric care. And we walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Timon 1st and 10 at the St. Mary's 47-yard line. And there's a handoff, and brought down almost immediately is McNeil. And he was brought down by, I believe it was Jabari Coleman, who brought him down. A loss of 2, 2nd and 12.
I got a chance to interview Coleman when we did the preview for the Monsignor Martin playoffs. What a great kid. He is phenomenal. He was great to talk to. Amazing interview right there. You want to get a chance for you St. Mary's fans, go out to the Western New York Athletics Facebook, Twitter page, or YouTube page to see that interview, because he really is a good kid. Good interview.
Anzalone back to pass. Under pressure, he throws, and it's caught by McNeil, and he goes down the sideline, still on his feet, finally brought down by Monk. It's a first down for Timon as they're beginning to get their offense untracked here a little bit. The Prude 40-yard touchdown, big play there. Started with that turnover that they forced, and that might be where the game turned, and of course the McLeod third down play. And there's a handoff to Scarver on the far side, still on his feet. Scarver, touchdown Timon. A 23-yard run by Damaris Petaway Scarver, and it's 20-7 Timon here early in the fourth quarter.
Very similar to game one, right? When you think about it, right? Very close first half, breakaway so far in the second half. So the question will be, can St. Mary's find an answer right here? Because you're going to need to very quickly. You've been moving the ball. It's been 2 costly turnovers. Really, that's the biggest difference in this game.
And Timon will try to kick the extra point this time. Andrew Fino. That kick is up, and it is good. And with 10:56 to play here in the fourth quarter, it's Bishop Timon 21, St. Mary's of Lancaster 7. You're watching the Monsignor Martin Class B championship game on Western New York Athletics.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Fino will kick off for Timon. Monk and Johnson back deep for St. Mary's. It'll bounce on the far side, and they'll let that one roll out of bounds as the flag comes out. So St. Mary's will start this drive. Their own 35-yard line.
We've just been teasing over here in the press box just because everybody is it's been game after game after game. We've been making sure. But listen, every Section 6 final got covered by us. The Monsignor Martin A championships got covered by us. We're here for the B championships covered by us. I want to give a lot of credit out to the Western New York Athletics crew because we really have done everything we can to cover all of the big games here in Western New York. And not only us, boy, Clevis over here with the Buffalo News needs some credit too. I mean, he's covering them all right there with us. We've seen him. He's just as tired as we are, so.
On first down, Bernard to pass. The throw is high and off of Johnson's fingertips and incomplete. McLeod was looking for the opportunity to pick it off, but the ball ricocheted a little too far away for him to have the chance to get it. But if it took a bounce a little bit differently, he had nothing but space in front of him.
It really did. It would have been another big play.
He could have walked in. 2nd and 10 from the 35.
You can start. We barely have the window open. You're starting to feel that wind, right? You really are.
The last forecast I saw said rain around 3.
Oh, stop.
Sorry. And there's the handoff to Johnson, and there's nowhere for him to run. No gain, or maybe even a loss of a yard. The Timon defense quite stout. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and 10 from the 35.
And incredible penetration right there. In fact, if you saw on that one, Brendan Klotz in there. Did you see him get penetration out there? Just misses what could have been about a 5-yard tackle for a loss if he makes that tackle right there. Just gets by him, but you can see the penetration right now that the Bishop Timon defensive line is getting into that backfield.
So 3rd and 10 from the 35 for St. Mary's. Bernard goes under center. And he'll hand it off to Johnson, and Johnson and is still on his feet apparently. And they finally bring him to the ground. Great effort by both sides there. There's a lot of humanity pushing back and forth there, but it'll bring up 4th down for St. Mary's. 4th and 8 at their own 38-yard line.
You know, Stu, I'll tell you, for a cooler day that's out here today, great crowd here. If you just take a peek on the crowd's going all the way down to the concession stand. It's completely full here, but a great crowd that both teams bring here today for this Monsignor Martin B championship.
4th and 7, and they are going for it. And Bernard back to pass. He's in trouble, spins away from one man. He puts it up in the air, and it's incomplete. Intended for Griffin Smith. And it'll be a turnover on downs, and Tyman will have great field position. This drive will start at the St. Mary's 38-yard line with 9 minutes and 11 seconds to play in the 4th quarter.
And at this point, do you expect anything more than run
Nope.
for Bishop Timon? And that's exactly what they should do. That clock right now is in your favor. You want to do everything you can to just keep that thing ticking right now.
So we could see a lot of McNeil and a lot of McLeod.
Petaway Scarver.
Yes, that's right.
There's a lot of guys that can run the ball on this side.
Anzalone And there's a flag on the far side, and McLeod was in trouble, comes to the near side. Looked like originally he wanted to throw it. Now he cuts it up, and he's still on his feet. Here's McLeod cutting in and out, and he will get into the end zone for the Timon touchdown. But there was a flag on the far side, came out early in the play, and I'm thinking that one's coming back. A false start on Timon will wipe out the 38-yard touchdown run. In time at the beginning, didn't it look like he wanted to throw that ball?
In fact, I was going to say that right there before you had done it. He rolled out and he was setting up like he was going to throw. Obviously saw that it wasn't there, but quickly made the adjustment right there. What an incredible run. You just saw him. That was all done by him as you saw him weaving through people, breaking tackles, getting through. Even at the end, it looked like he was going to get tackled at the 10-yard line and still busted out and got it into the end zone.
The worst part of that is it's a great run, a great play, but it never happened.
Right.
You know, you won't find it anywhere because it didn't happen.
Well, he can go back to the WNYA Athletics feed and he can
see
it on there.
Yeah. So it's 1st and 15 now from the 43-yard line of St. Mary's. And unfortunately, the clock stopped because of the penalty. Unfortunately
and that's what
Timon.
For Timon, right, because they want to keep that clock moving.
And they'll hand it off to Prude, who busts up the middle. He lost the football. The ball's out. St. Mary's has it. So Prude coughs it up. The Lancers recover. And what was a golden opportunity for Timon to not only run the clock and add more points goes by the boards. So someone from St. Mary's of Lancaster got a hand in there and knocked the ball out and then fell on it. So it's 1st and 10 St. Mary's at their own 40-yard line. What a turn of events.
It was 2 turnovers that cost that cost Mary's right now their lead, right? You get one of them back here if you can capitalize on this. Then you need one more to try to neutralize and get yourself back into this game.
So 1st and 10 for the Lancers. And they'll hand it off to Johnson, and some good hard running out close to a first down. He's short of it, I think. But he got about 9 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 1. And the problem with St. Mary's running the ball is that clock keeps on ticking. Under 8.5 to play here in the 4th quarter. 21-7, Bishop Timon.
But still, tons of time here.
No doubt.
It really is. Tons of time for anything to happen. And again, I believe you can't really just keep going right to the air right here because obviously you're going to give it away. You got to have a blend, which is what they're still trying to do at this point because there is still a lot of time.
Gerard hands it off to Johnson. Johnson's got a little bit of room to run, but it closes up quickly on the far side. He got the first down and a couple of yards more than that. First down for the Lancers.
And on the tackle there was number 8, James McNeil Jr. right there.
So it's 1st and 10 at the Timon 44-yard line. 7:40 and counting, showing on that game clock. And there's the handoff, and look at Timon stack up the runner, Johnson, and they'll finally get him to the ground. Kept moving those legs, battling for that extra yard. And Timon said, I think we're going to stop you here. And eventually 3 of the Tigers wound up pushing him back and getting him on the turf. So it'll 2nd and 7 after the 3-yard gain.
2nd and 7 for St. Mary's.
And Johnson coming to the sideline for a breather, no doubt a quick breather, and gets a handshake from his head coach.
You almost wonder, are they going to go to the air here? Jamari Coleman, though, in the backfield right now, too. Do you see that?
I do. I wouldn't want to get hit by him. And he's in the block as he looks to pass. And Bernard is dragged down by his shirt. And the ball's out one more time. And it's Timon football. Oh, turnovers. Oh, and down on the ground for an extra few seconds is a St. Mary's player. Just probably couldn't believe what happened again. That's a great play by Timon. Give him credit. They swarmed Bernard. Somebody got a lick on him, and the ball came out, and the Tigers recover. 1st and 10, Timon at their own 47-yard line.
Difference of the game, turnovers. That really is the difference of this game right now and what has been in favor for Bishop Timon.
So 1st and 10 for Timon. McLeod. And it's a handoff. And bursting through there is Prude. And he drags tacklers with him down to the 38-yard line. Aaron Kumodek had them all wrapped up, and he kept dragging them for an extra, what, 5, 7, 8 yards?
However it was, but I mean, another great run right there by these running backs for Bishop Timon.
And we got whistles and a flag. And what they're saying here in the press box is too many men on the field for St. Mary's. And that's another one of those penalties that'll drive coaches insane. So they'll move the ball down to the 34-yard line for Timon, and it'll be 1st and 5. Turnovers have, as you mentioned, have been the story in this game.
That's the difference, right?
Yes,
Those turnovers could be a completely different game on the outcome of that scoreboard if they don't happen. Give Timon credit for making those happen for their team. Big defensive plays.
And there's a pass to McNeil on the far side. Makes a nice catch. He's got a 1st down and then some. He's brought down out of bounds. Kind of slammed to the turf. There's a flag on by the 23-yard line. Was that hit late? Or was it out of bounds?
He looked like he grabbed him high. You wonder if it's a horse collar.
Oh, it could be.
No,
it's on Timon. A holding penalty on the Tigers. So that'll take that play away and back them up. And
well, remember, it'll be the spot of the foul, Stu. So it'll come right where they threw that penalty. So it may come back to somewhere, you know what I mean, right about in the middle where they were. Because it was 1st and 5, right? So, yep, 1st and 6 is going to be. They lost only 1 yard.
Yeah, the ball spotted right at the 35-yard line. 1st and 6. Good call, Tom. You did it again. Right on the money. 1st and 6 from the 35. 5:43 to play here in the 4th quarter. Bishop Timon looking to win the Monsignor Martin Class B championship game. And they've got a good grip on it right now. And Anzalone back to pass. He's throwing deep toward the end zone. Incomplete, broken up by Braden Muck, intended for Gerald McLeod. He kind of looked like a center fielder back there chasing down the ball, didn't he?
It went up in the air. Great play there by Braden. You could see he leaped up and actually got a hand, it looked like, on that. What a great job. He doesn't do that. That's a touchdown to McLeod right there and more points up on the board for Bishop Timon.
So now 2nd and 6 from the 35. Timon taking a shot at the end zone. 5:36 remaining in the 4th quarter. There's a pitch to the near side to Prude, and he cuts to the outside, turns on the Jets, and maybe a touchdown-saving tackle by Aaron Kimotek. Great gain there by Prude, who had a 40-yard touchdown earlier, but he took it all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
I am a little surprised how much they're throwing at this point. I would have thought, like, hey, listen, just keep that clock moving right now. Let's keep St. Mary's off the field as much as we can and really just keep driving until we can get down to that end zone.
I guess that speaks to the trust that Coach Matt Weiser has in his players.
And young players, right? We keep talking about just the youth here is incredible.
Anzalone hands it off to McNeil, and McNeil, some really good running there, and he's finally brought down by a host of white jerseys.
I mean, think about it. We've talked about how many players on this Timon team that are just freshmen and sophomores. These are technically could play JV inside right here. Can you tell me what JV team would play right now with these guys?
Yeah, good luck.
You know what I mean? Unbelievable. And that just shows how good of a team they are and how good of a team in the future looks for them.
2nd and 6 from the 14. Anzalone back to pass one more time. Throws to the far side. And incomplete. Intended for Javon Newkirk. The clock stops with 3:59 remaining in the 4th quarter.
3rd and 6 for the Tigers.
3rd and 6 from the 14-yard line.
And this is that, is this a passing down? Is it a run? But no matter what, they are in territory to still go for it, right? So
Yes.
you've got 2 shots at this, even if you were going to run right here.
Yes. Timon has come back in the second half and taken control of this game, and it's a direct snap to McLeod. McLeod still on his feet. McLeod, touchdown, Timon. Gerald McLeod, the 14-yard touchdown run to make it 27-7 Timon. Great run there by McLeod, darting in and out between tacklers, going essentially straight up the middle.
Well, he gets that
snap.
touchdown still, right?
Yeah.
So he should have had it on the one, doesn't get it, but now gets it on this one, still gets the recorded touchdown that he has really worked hard to get, especially when we've seen him breaking so many tackles.
So Fino on to try to add the extra point and make it a 21-point lead. And the kick, he got it away, and he made it. It's 28-7 with 3:54 to play in the 4th quarter. And now St. Mary's of Lancaster has a mountain to climb. 28-7 Timon, 3:54 to play. You're watching the Monsignor Martin Class B championship game on Western New York Athletics.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
You're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
Back at St. Joe's, Timon set to kick off. Fino will kick it off. And it's a short kick. It'll bounce. And, oh, Timon racing after that one. They almost got it there. But the ball went out of bounds. That's a great effort.
Look at the student section. They're getting ready to come out there and congratulate. That entire student section just ran out. Stu, that's that onside kick that we talk about on broadcast. It's kind of the thing you see a lot in Western New York right now, trying to put it into that open space right there in the special teams and then get your guy to get down there quick. If the line that it goes by does not go back and get it because they're going to turn around and do their block, and the one who's behind does not come up quick enough and get that ball, you see where your man can come down and get that first and get that absolutely as a turnover.
That was a great effort by one of the Timon players who actually did get a hand on the ball. So 1st and 10 from the 37. Bernard bobbles the ball and then falls on it. And he's tackled. Petaway Scarver in on that tackle. I think he's the man who put the hands on him. And the clock continues to run. Loss on the play. 2nd and 15 from the 32-yard line, a 5-yard loss. 3.5 minutes to play. Timon preparing to celebrate. St. Mary's desperately trying to find a way to make a miracle happen. Bernard goes back to the huddle after getting a word from his head coach, Matt Ard. Interestingly enough, this game did kind of mirror that first game, didn't it?
Yeah, it really did. Very, very similar.
Monk comes to the near side, which would be the bottom of your computer screen. Johnson goes wide right, and there's a handoff to Coleman. And Coleman barreling forward. What a great run. Stopped on the other side of the 50-yard line, all the way out to about the 49-yard line. That's a great, he carried a couple of people with him. And it'll bring up a first down at the Timon 49-yard line.
Nice student section here from Timon.
There, they're out behind the goal post, behind the fence, waiting to celebrate.
Yeah, they really are. They're waiting to explode right now with 2.5 right now left inside this game.
First and 10 from the 49, and there's the handoff and barreling forward. Caroling close to another first down is Johnson. And he'll get a helping hand up. You can see he's been in a battle. He looks a little woozy briefly. Maybe not. It just looked like he was a little off balance to me. Yeah, and Johnson's going to stay in this game. Under 2 minutes remaining. High snap. Bernard gets it. Looks to throw. And he's brought down from behind. Short gain. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 4 for St. Mary's. Less than a minute and a half remaining on that clock. 3rd and 4 from the 43 for the Lancers. Bernard back to pass, throws over the head of Johnson and incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down and 5 from the 44, and it will stop the clock with 1:15 left in the 4th quarter.
So, Stu, while we get a moment, let's give congratulations out to the winners of the weekend, right? That will all get a chance right now to really go and advance on to the state championship. The only ones that won't are our winners right here in Bishop Tyman. But congratulations to them as they are the champion right here in the Monsignor Martin B. St. Francis, who will advance right now, congratulations to them. The Bennett Tigers, Jamestown, Iroquois, Lackawanna, and Randolph, all your champions where they now get to go on for a state championship.
Bernard's pass is off amongst fingertips, and he gets hit as he tried to make the catch. Lauren Beaumont put a lick on him, and it's incomplete. It'll be 1st and 10 for Timon, and they can pretty much kneel it down here and run out the clock, leading 28-7 with 1:11. So, yeah, it's been a great weekend of football. Hopefully, St. Francis in Section 6, we know all these schools will represent their section and their association with a great deal of pride and a great deal of effort, and hopefully all of them are able to bring home state championships.
Absolutely. Now, see, now's the fun part because we get to root for them all, right? Because we're Western New Yorkers is what we are, and now we're going to root for those teams to go out and get those state championships.
So 1:11 remaining here in the 4th quarter.
Got it, thanks.
And Anzalone still in the shotgun, so I guess it doesn't seem like they plan on kneeling down anytime soon. And he'll keep it. He's going to throw it. He puts it up deep, and he's got a man and a diving effort, and what a catch by McLeod. First down, what a catch by Gerald McLeod, all the way down to the 19-yard line of St. Mary's. I thought they were going to spot it right at the 20. What a catch. Wow. First down.
Here's the replay still.
Oh,
so the replay's up right now.
Look at this catch. There's nobody around him, but he has the dive fully extended. They'll spot it at the 19, where it'll be 1st and 10. Little surprising to see him throw that one, and now they'll just kneel it down. And they might have to do one more kneel down. No, looks like that's going to do it. And that'll do it. Matt Weiser gets doused on the far side with the Gatorade.
And again.
he got, and as the Timon Tigers celebrate, there's a player with a crutch over there raising it over his head, one of the injured players. And look at Timon celebrate. And on the St. Mary's side, of course, the dejection. But Both teams can hold their heads up with pride as they played a great game. They left it all out here on the turf at St. Joe's. The final score, Bishop Timon 28 and St. Mary's of Lancaster 7. And Tom, pretty much turnovers the story of that game, along with Gerald McLeod. And
I couldn't say any better. That's exactly it. 3 turnovers that happened that are key spots for St. Mary's. Remember, they're driving to take the lead in this game. Unfortunately, that's where turnover number 1 comes. Bishop Timon takes advantage of it, and right now that's a difference in this game. And McLeod comes up big. Think about it. He doesn't make that play that where he extends it for a first down. We could be talking about a completely different game. And McLeod comes up big, and you just saw his athletic ability is amazing. What we've seen on the runs, we've seen on his catches, he really is something to watch.
So that'll do it from here. Bishop Timon wins the Monsignor Martin Class B Championship, 28-7 over St. Mary's. Want to thank our photographer, Russ Battaglia, our producer, Heidi Gunther, my color man, Tom Prince, as always, spot on in his analysis. And my name is Stu Boyer. Once again, the final score, Timon 28, St. Mary's of Lancaster 7. Thanks for watching. Have a good night, everybody.
Life can be full of surprises, but not always the good kind. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care, and we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.